YouTube. It's your girl Sunshine and
Jason.
And today we are currently in Thurman, Ohio. And today we wanted to talk to you guys about a topic that's been going on with, well, other YouTubers have been talking about this. So we figured we'd give you guys our insight on this topic. And that is, are company drivers slaves?
Thing is this.
Okay,
if you come from where I come from, 5 years ago, working deadhead jobs, getting paid $7.25 an hour, 8 hours on your feet. To me, getting in a trucking is not slaving. To me, that's an upgrade. Go from making what, $300 or $400 every 2 weeks to making $800 to $1,200 a week. Company driver. So to me, that's not slaving. It's
How long have you been driving?
I've been driving for 5 years.
Okay.
That's how long I've been driving.
And before you became a truck driver, what were you doing?
I was working at Burger King. I was working at Burger King and McDonald's. I'm working dead-end jobs, trying to make it. I had to move out of my apartment because I couldn't afford it. But then I went to truck driving school, and I just got back on my feet. It was all the grace of God. He helped me get back on my feet. It was times to where, I would have to walk a mile or 2 miles just to go take my CDL written part test, go back home, run out of gas. Really couldn't afford it to stay while I stay in there. But then when I got into trucking, it was a life-changing situation for me. So I think no one is slaving. If you, I'm not gonna say you're not slaving, company driver, but in some sort of way, no matter what you're doing, if you putting in a lot of work and you putting in a lot of hours, whether you on your own authority or not, you're still slaving at some kind of point. Even if you're working for yourself, you still kind of slaving. But
Okay.
that's crazy. Especially one that's been out here for a while and people that got their own authority want to throw shade on people because they're company drivers. Some of those company drivers been out here 15 or 20 years and have more retirement stayed up than people that's owner-op and lease-op. Most of them people that's owner-op and lease-op, most of them in debt because most of them behind on their taxes.
Right.
Everybody's not business-minded.
So what he's basically going over, I know I kind of like brushed on the topic, of the title, but we're talking about our company driver slaves because a lot of YouTubers have been saying, the YouTubers that's been out here for just about the same time, length of time that he's been out here, and I'm driving. You guys already know that, so I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road. So I'm gonna talk to you guys. But we have been talking about this subject, amongst each other because we've been noticing a lot of YouTubers have been talking about it. And my whole thing, he let you guys know how he felt about it, and I'm pretty much on the same page as him because I feel like even though I didn't start out in trucking the same way he started out, like working, a fast food job, but it's still the same. Everybody's start is pretty much similar, whether you taught yourself, whether you were self-taught, or whether you went to a trucking school. One, I'll say this, I look at trucking or being a truck driver as a career. The trucking industry is a career, and I feel like you have to start somewhere. Now, people start in different stages in their career, but most of us started the same area. We started in a truck driving school, or we taught ourselves. It doesn't really matter. We both started. Everybody has to start at step one, and that's getting your license. When you get your license, everybody starts off company driver. Some people do different, like I did different. I started out owner-op, but most of us start out as a company driver. Now, saying that trucking is a career, it's just like accounting or being an accountant. The first career or job you're gonna start off is probably, if you're gonna be like a CPA, you're gonna start off as a bookkeeper. So for trucking, your first job is going to be a company driver. Now, the the difference between trucking as a company driver and being a CPA or working towards being an accountant is even company drivers are you're making way more money starting out for a job or a career that only took 3 weeks for you to get. So I feel like personally, people who say that, oh, trucking is company drivers are slaves or whatever, I feel in a way that you guys are being ungrateful. I feel like you got a taste of the trucking industry, and it's one of those industries where
you want more, you're not satisfied.
You guys are greedy when you can be a successful company driver. Some people choose to be company drivers because it's less wear or less mental strain and work on them.
And
everybody don't want to be owner operators or lease purchase operators or just fleet owners. You can be a company driver and you can still have the same success, or not the same level of success, but you can still be successful in your career as a company driver.
And one thing I'm gonna say in every video, and I'm gonna keep on saying this, and I'm gonna keep on saying to people, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you save. It's drivers that have been out here 10 and 15 years, it's in 401k and got retirement, and they got more money saved than some of these people that's been out here owner ops. Me tell me, you out here making all this money, you're owner op and you're making all this money, and you out here a month and 3 months at a time. No way. Ain't no way.
It's like,
ain't no way.
I say this. When you guys say, oh, company drivers are slaves, exactly what he said. You are anything that you are putting a lot of your time to or committing a lot of your time to, you are a slave to that.
You're a slave to it.
If I was to go and buy a lot of land, you guys will look at that as, I guess, a milestone of success for me. But it takes a lot of work to be able to take care of that land. So you are a slave to
You're a slave to it. See, back then, black people were slaves. They were slaves because they was getting paid to do it. Now they got machinery to where farmers can pick their own cotton. So what did that make them? They make them a slave to pick. They got cotton pickers now. That make them a slave to go out there and cut their own crop, right? Can't have slaves no more to pick cotton. So now they're a slave to it. So crop, if they don't put that much time and effort and be some kind of slave to their business or to what they're doing, it's just ain't nothing gonna get done. Ain't nothing gonna grow.
So
if you ain't slave to your trucking company or whatever, you got multiple fleets or anything, if you ain't running,
when I was
make no money.
When I was dispatching 5 trucks at the same time, I did more work and I felt like a slave to my work because I didn't have much time to live a life where I didn't have no outside world free time. So what we're saying is you guys are taking this slave title and you're basically belittling a company driver, and that's where most of you guys came from. So we're just saying, don't forget where you come from.
Where you come from.
We're not just doing this video because we're company drivers, because I've been here, and some of you guys, you're owner operators right now or lease operators right now, and all it takes in the trucking with maintenance, that truck can break down, something major can happen with that truck, and you may have to go back to a company driver. And to say this, because we were talking about this as well, a lot of you truckers, YouTube truckers, you say stuff in your videos, and then a few months later or a year later, your words catch back up to you, and you end up having to eat your own words. Because you may be leasing a truck right now, but if it breaks down, are you going to just get out of, is your career over? No, you're going to have to go to a company driver. Are you downgrading? Are you starting over? Not really, because you can make money as a company driver. No, it's not going to be the same amount of money that you're making on a 1099. And put it this way. If you're not a real owner-operator, like if you don't hold the title to your truck and you are a lease purchase operator or that truck is financed, whichever way you want to put it, if you don't own that paid in full title to your truck, then really, you're really just a company driver anyway.
You're leasing a truck.
Because
you're not an owner.
1099, all that is giving you the money plus a little bit extra with the taxes. They're not taking taxes out on that money, so you're gonna have to pay those taxes. And once you do all the breakdown of the numbers,
you're making what a company driver makes.
You're making the same as a company driver.
driver.
So really, most of you guys, I don't know too many paid in full owner operators out there. So if you're gonna say, oh, company drivers are slaves, then you're talking about yourself, because not a lot of you company slave drivers are showing the paid in full title, you know, of your truck. Because let's be honest, the ones that do have the paid in full titles, they don't have 2016, 2017 Freightliners KWs. They got them 2007, 2005 Freightliners that are breaking down every few feet of the road. So I think you guys should monitor what you say, because you can be successful as a company driver. And it is a career. Trucking, you guys have to start looking at the different stages of trucking as a career and stop talking to the newcomers like, oh, you don't want to do that, you don't want to do that. Being a company driver, there's nothing wrong with being a company driver. You can be very successful as a company driver.
Yes, you can.
If you choose to grow, then that's you. You set those goals and you can do it. But other than that, don't look at your position. Don't let other drivers make you believe that you're doing something like below pay scale, because really trucking in itself is a blessing. Because what other industry, what other career do you know that you can get out here after 3 weeks or less and be start off making over $50,000 a year? Come on, you guys.
And believe it or not, it's Walmart company drivers out here making more money a week, and they home 2 days a week than some of you lease operators out here. Ask me how I know that. I got buddies that work for them, trust me. And they company drivers.
Right. If you are a company driver, if you're watching this video and you are a company driver and you've been and you feel like you're successful in your career as a company driver, definitely we want to hear from you. So feel free to comment below.
Yeah, comment below. We want to know your opinion. One of y'all comment what y'all thinking about the whole term of slave.
Right, as a company driver. And if you guys disagree with what we're talking about, or if you have a different opinion, we
do a video and let us know.
Want to hear your, opinion on that. But that's it, you guys. We just wanted to come to you and tell you our, input on the whole slave company driver title that's been running around or floating around, the internet.
My advice is to you, if you're a company driver, you want to get an owner op or want to lease a truck, save as much money as you can and try to go to a used dealership and get you a cheaper truck payment. That's what's winning now, because at the end of the day, if you go lease these brand new trucks like I did, I got so much information and much story, but that's another video. Just save and get your own truck. I say get at least 2 years under your belt before you try to lease a truck. Learn the business, learn everything. It's a lot of people out here that don't even know how to slide the tandems and don't even know what hole to put them in. Learn the business. Don't expect to make much if you're just getting out here your first 6 months or your first year. And my advice for the owner ops or owner authorities, the guys that's been out here doing it for a while, don't throw shade on the one that's trying to get a come up. Instead, help them, show them a way. One thing on YouTube, everybody always say, I got the information. Oh, I got this, I got that. But more people do more boasting and bragging about their trucks and houses and cars than they do helping people. So let's try to pull somebody up and try to help the next man and help the next person. But I got to get some sleep. She finna drive us on to North Carolina. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.